The Pyrenees mountain range separates the Iberian Peninsula from the rest of Europe from a geographical point of view. However, archaeological excavations carried out since the end of the 19th century show that prehistoric societies often shared the same cultural traditions on both sides of the range. This is the case in the Solutrean. Nevertheless, the distinctive features of the Iberian Peninsula Solutrean show regional particularities, for example, in the variety of stone points. An area with flanged and tanked points in the south can be distinguished from one with bifacial points, with a concave base in the north. Laurel leaves and shouldered points are found in both areas. Among the bone remains, the most represented animal species are red deer, horse, ibex, aurochs, bison in the north, chamois, wild boar, rabbit, as well as birds and fish. Their frequency varies according to regions, and some sites demonstrate distinctive hunting strategies, sometimes focused on one species. Recent discoveries show that areas of the Iberian Peninsula long considered free of human occupation in the Solutrean were in fact inhabited. Due to its position in the extreme southwest of Eurasia, the Iberian Peninsula is a geographical area that demonstrates the adaptation of hunter-gatherer societies to climates, environments, and their variation over time. Look at the left part of this space to discover the Solutrean in Portugal. It has long been thought that the density of Solutrean sites in Portugal was due to the potential refuge role of this region during the Ice Age, and that human groups would have taken shelter in caves or rock shelters in the coastal areas. The discovery in 1991 of open-air Paleolithic art in the Co Valley and the archaeological research that followed have shown that open-air sites were numerous throughout the Paleolithic, and that the high plateaus were as inhabited as coastal areas. At Farisu site, the radiocarbon dating of a charcoal evidenced human presence at the end of the Solutrean at the foot of the engraved rocks. The Solutrean sites of the Co are located in the open air, in the valley, or on the granite plateau. The used animal and plant resources are typical of a cold climate. Some animals found to the north of the Pyrenees are missing: reindeer, mammoth. Flints from the center of what is now Portugal, or from the Iberian Meseta, demonstrate movements on large geographical scales and open up perspectives on the mobility of groups. The Portuguese sites have also made it possible to specify the different phases of stone tool technical evolution during the Solutrean, in particular the early phase characterized by a type of point identified at Vale Comprido, Rio Maya. Now look at the right side of this space to discover the Solutrean occupations of Pina Capen, in the Iberian Meseta. Pina Capen is a rock shelter located in the center of the Iberian Peninsula. The shelter was used repeatedly in the recent Paleolithic by groups of hunter-gatherers, probably during spring and summer. Several Solutrean levels dated between 25,000 and 22,000 years ago provide evidence of daily life, heating and cooking hearths, decorated objects, and hunting weapons made of flint and red deer antlers. Horses, red deer and ibex were hunted in the nearby environment and then carved and eaten in the shelter. The study of pollen and micromammals shows that most Solutrean occupations coincide with episodes of temperate climate and a forest landscape. The shelter was also used during colder and more arid periods when open landscapes with sparse vegetation dominated. This site demonstrates the great adaptability of Solutrean hunter-gatherer groups. Solutrean projectile points are numerous and mostly show breakages from hunting practices. They are made from raw materials that sometimes came from several hundred kilometers away. The human groups that occupied Pina Capen were part of extensive communication and exchange routes across different regions of the Iberian Peninsula. Continue your exploration of this floor to reach the next